Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's training. I'm so excited for this week's training for so many reasons, but we are going a little deeper. We're talking about dreams. We're talking real stuff like why we're blocked, why we're not reaching where we want to go, why we can, and why we really need to change just a couple little things maybe within our day that is really going to open up more opportunity for us to be able to step in a little bit bigger and do the greater. And this is what I'm going to challenge you guys to this week, to really do the greater, do showing up bigger. And I'm going to actually give you some homework. As you're coming in, just say hi. And if you haven't given StreamYard permission, please do, so that I can see your name. I'm super excited to connect today. This is going to be just such a yummy, yummy training. It is short, it is sweet, and it's yummy. Hi guys, how are you? So as you're coming in, just go ahead and pop one word into the comments. How are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Are you pumped? Are you excited? Are you ready? Maybe ready. I've heard a lot of people message me yesterday and they were like, I'm going to watch this on the replay because I am ready for this change. Like I am tired of being in a cycle for like the last 10, 20 years, and I am ready to actually make this shift. Hello, Tori. How are you? Yes, Tori, you are in like the most beautiful transitional week at the moment where a whole new world and life is about to open up to you as a married couple. I'm so excited for you and deeply grateful that you are here with us today when I know that there are lots of things going on around you. So amazing. We're all very, very excited for Tori this week, who's getting married. So thrilled for you, sweetie. I really, really am deeply. All right, so let's dive into today and let's make the most of the time that we have together. The exciting part about today is it's just the beginning, right? So I'm so glad that you caught us now, because I'm actually going to be giving you homework for the next week or for the next 5 days, 6 days. And then you're going to come back and we're going to just reassess and see where you're at, and just really, we're starting to bring you into this new energy. This is what this is all about. And we have the workshop starting next week, the 5-day workshop. And the theme for the 5-day workshop is Next Level You. So really what I wanted to do today is get you guys really thinking bigger, really stepping in already to those big dreams, those bigger parts of you, your authentic self who knows your dream, knows your vision, wants to strengthen it, wants to deepen it. And maybe those conditioned parts of you have been coming up and it's been kind of tricky to navigate, right? To get through to the other side. So I really am here to support you today. I need this great start to this adventure. Yes, awesome. So excited. So I'm going to give you some homework today. We're going to go through these 5 ways to, what did I say? To really step into purpose, like on purpose, to be on purpose, to live on purpose with purpose, right? And the reason why I said that is because I want everything that you guys do this week to be on purpose. And this is going to be beautiful for you too, Tori, because, you know, I know wedding week and we want to be present and we want to come back and we want to like enjoy all of those tiny little moments. And sometimes it can feel like, woo, we're getting like wafted away and drifted away too. So I think you're really going to enjoy this just for this week, especially as well. All right, so let us dive in and just really get through these 5 ways that you can live your dream your way. And that's what this is really all about. You saying what it is that you want in this world and then you actually receiving that. How does that even feel, just me saying that? Like that big dream or that big vision is not just there to hide away. It's not just there to stay within you. What did Wayne Dyer say? You know, don't die with the music still in you. So it's really about us bringing to the surface these dreams, these visions. So I'm really excited to say that I'm going to give you this homework. And I really want to ask you guys, like from the beginning, right from now, what is it? What is it? There's a burning desire within you that wants to come out. Now, there may be many, but maybe there's one. Maybe there is one that just you think about. Maybe it's every day. Maybe it's every week. But maybe it just pops up from time to time, but it's strong and you know you want it, but then life is busy. Things get caught up. The conditioned self says you're fine where you are. So if you have, like, if that's at the forefront of your mind right now and you're like, Marissa, yes, that is me. I do. I think about this thing often. I think about the life that I want to live and where I want to be. Go ahead and pop that into the comments. Just pop it in. This is what I would be doing if there were no limitations, no boundaries, nothing in your way, because there actually isn't. But we're going to talk about this, today and next week. But if there was nothing stopping you from stepping up to the biggest, boldest, most beautiful version of you, and nothing stopping you from acquiring that dream, that vision, the desire that's inside of you, what would it be? What would life look like? Where would you be? What would you be doing? What would you be doing as a career? Who would you be hanging out with? Maybe there's a little paragraph. Maybe it's just a sentence that you could just write down right now. If you have a pen, write it down. If you're open to sharing, we would love to hear it. Putting it out there from now into the universe, and then I'm going to tell you what to do to follow that up throughout this week so that you can amplify it and believe it, that it can happen, and then also start bringing it in, right? Because that's what we want for you. All right, so let's dive in. Let's see if Marissa can find where she's at. All right. So today is really, we want it to be a discovery, of what is really important to me, having a think about coming back to my authentic self and saying, what is really in the back of my mind or in my heart? What is really important to me that I show up in this next year or, in this next time frame? What do I want to happen? What does it look like? And then we want to examine how much time we are spending nurturing that itself, and then also how much time we're nurturing what it is that really makes us, right? So nurturing what it is that makes you. And my program is called Rejuvenate, because the first thing that we do it's success accelerating for people, definitely. Like I've seen people change careers within 3 months to find new relationships, new everlasting relationships, like so quickly. But the basis, the foundation of everything is that they return to themselves. And so we want to have a look at how much time we are spending really nurturing what it is that makes you you. Because you are unique, in your own energy and your own makeup, and what you bring to the world in that essence is really how we find that vibration that helps to bring in and manifest. So we'll talk about that as we move along today. But go ahead and pop into the comments. If there were no boundaries, no limitations, nothing at all, what would you be doing? Or what would it look like? What would it look like? And this week we're going to really get you feeling what that would really feel like. So exciting. So we want you to bring your dreams to fruition, right? This is why I show up in here. I'm so passionate about that. I don't think that dreams are meant to be hidden away. I don't think that they're for some people and not for others. I don't think that it's for those people who are, more educated, more pretty, more whatever. I don't believe that. I believe that it is our birthright to really live our life to the fullest and in the biggest, most beautiful way possible. And I believe that for all of us, for every single one of us. And so dreams are not meant to be hidden away. And so I believe people are not meant to be hidden away, right? You're not here to play small. You're not here to keep yourself in a bubble. And I know society does that. Like, I know we've been labeled in society to be certain ways and to do certain things and to show up in a certain manner, but I don't believe that we are here on this earth to play small. And so I really want to get you guys like starting to rip away some of this stuff that has been holding you back. And we're going to talk about that today as well. Yes. Amazing. Hi. Hey guys, as you're coming in, so happy to have you here. And so I really do truly believe that this is, for all of us. So allowing yourself to think bigger this week. We often think so small. I had this discussion with my husband the other day. He thinks really big. Like Phil, he thinks so big. And he's like, definitely entrepreneurial mind, but he is like, his level of thinking is like so much bigger than mine. And I thought I dream big, but when I have conversations with him, I'm like, wow, I could really go a whole lot bigger. So I had some ideas. This is just a conversation we were having the other day about a nonprofit that we would have here so that we don't stop all the work that we've been doing through the volcanic activity here, but we keep going. And I had, a vision. I've had a vision for a long time, but I think the volcano erupting helped me to see it clearer and the ways to get there. And so I was talking to him and I said, maybe we could do this and this. And he was like, yeah, that would be good. But what if we did this? And I was like, whoa, like, could we do that? And that's how I want you to feel. I want it to feel like almost out of reach for you, but and like enough out of reach that you're like, what the heck? But not so far out of reach that it's not exciting to you. You know what I mean? And so when you think about this dream, this vision, this, what it would be if you were living in your highest, like biggest self, what would it be? And think about like where it is on the scale. And so sometimes we do think small. So I want you guys to rip away and just like take the lid off completely and just think about what in my biggest, wildest dreams would it be if it was allowed to be. And so we play small for so many different reasons. And so one of the things I want you guys to start, really thinking about this week, and this is number one, is to really start playing bigger. And what I mean by that is showing up in a different way. So thinking about that bigger energy that you might need to step into to be able to fulfill all of these things. One of the things that happens when people come into the Rejuvenate program, they very quickly realize that where they are is not going to be where they are at the end of the program, because we push them to really step into the new energy. And so, I always say, like, the next level of your life requires a new level of you. And so what we want you to do this week is to step into that. So having a think about, how would I move? How would I dress? How would I talk? What are the things I would do? And what are the things that I wouldn't do if I was already there? And so we want you to, even physically, and we're going to talk about the physical body today and how we can, start to rip away at some of these old conditioned parts of us. But even with the physical body, like, how often do we play small with our physical body? So thinking about our posture, and I know this conversation always takes me back to the bus. So when I was working at the law firm, I was still studying legal studies at the time, and I would get on the bus and I'd like walk down the street with my bag and in my law firm outfit, which I felt so hip and cool in, and my high heel shoes, which I wouldn't even know how to wear today. And I would walk down the street and I'd be like heart open, feeling so great about me. And then I'd get to the bus stop and I'd be like, whoop, and I would just contract. And then I'd get on the bus and I would be like, maybe eyes down. I was like 20 maybe at the time, eyes down, shoulders hunched, and like, please don't look at me kind of thing. And of course the whole bus kind of looks up and, sometimes you say good morning, but there's this thing in riding buses and trains where everyone likes to kind of keep their energy to themselves, and fair enough. What I want you to think about today is how you might do that in daily life. So how you might contract and feel small and feel maybe even fear, and then what it feels like to really open up. And So what I want you to do is take up space. So how can you take up more space on this planet? Because I think so many of us, we shrink, don't we? We shrink to fit in. And maybe you could pop into the comments right now if you can think of a way in your life where you have done that, where you feel like, you have really played small to fit in. So maybe it's like a bus, a bus ride, or maybe it's doing something or not doing something to make someone else feel better or not feel bad, or something that comes up for you in terms of your physical, self that might be something completely different to what I shared. But let me know in the comments, how do you shrink? How do you stay small, or how do you play small around certain people? So this is number one. The first way that we can really, step into having our dreams, our way, is to think bigger and be bigger. And that might mean playing out, actually showing up in the world bigger physically, like in a physical way. So we're thinking about our posture this week and just how you can take up more space. So you might just have your arms out more often, or, really conscious of those shoulders and opening up your heart space when you may be in a situation where you would normally close it down as well. So we want you to start thinking bigger. And one of the ways to do this is to live bigger. So like really just taking your physical body through the steps this week. This is a beautiful one too for getting married. Like, woo, we want to see you in your full authentic self, Tori, on your wedding day. I know you will be. So the second way is really understanding state shift. And we talk about this so much in here in this group, our ability to shift our nervous system to be able to feel a certain way, right? Or not feel a certain way. So if you're currently, we're going to talk about this for a minute. If you're currently feeling, and I know so many of you are, that's why I wanted to do this training, stressed or anxious, in overwhelm, scattered thoughts, stressed about life, stressed about priorities, even stressed about like trying to get the self-care in, that can feel really, had a couple people lately that are like, I know I need to do this for me, so I'm doing it. And I'm like, whoa, with that energy, I don't know, maybe we don't do it. maybe we don't do it today. And so if you want to focus on what's really important to you, but your feelings are just not aligning and your thoughts are just not aligning to that, so you're not standing in a place where your vibration is rising because of it, then maybe we want to pull away from it for a little while or for a second. And so we'll talk more about that. But this part is really all about the physical body, this state shift. And we'll get into the vibration and the manifestation in the next step. So making really tiny, minimal changes to our body to change our hormone makeup, to change the way that we feel, right? Then we're in a position to really bring in our desires. And then we're moving more into our authentic self. And you guys who are new to the group, we talk a lot in here about the authentic self and the conditioned self, and how the conditioned self thoughts can be shifted so that when we're more in our authentic self, we're more likely to be taking risks, doing the bigger, bolder things, having more fun, and playing out life in a bigger way. So in the workshop next week, I'm going to take you guys through all of that specifically and give you ways to shift as well, new ways to shift too for my old crew. So what we're going to do, what I'd love you to start doing this week is something we're also going to do in the workshop, is to come up with your own power pose. So it might be the Wonder Woman pose. Do you guys know this one? Hands on the hips or fists on the hips like this, standing up really tall, shoulders are back, chest is out, also called Superman pose. And I want you guys to do this with me now if you are in a place where you can just do it. And you can be seated. I'm seated. And I'm just putting my hands on my hips. And you might raise your head just slightly. and the shoulders are back. And something else that we can do at the same time is increase our vocal tone, right? So sometimes what happens when we're in a state of anxiety, or certainly with people that I work with who have had depression, usually when we're feeling in our conditioned self, our eyes are looking down, our voice kind of softens and gets quiet, and we slow with our voice. We might be talking a little bit softer and a little bit slower, and shoulders are hunched, and this is kind of where we might be at. And so this is really associated with all of those feelings, this posture. And you'll find that very quickly you'll stop breathing so deeply, moving more into our conditioned self, so more of those thoughts start to happen. As soon as we shift that, so shoulders back, let's do the Wonder Woman pose, head comes up, eye level comes up, taking those deep breaths again, things start to shift. And so very often what happens is people, when we are in that state, people often want to start changing with their mind, right? So I want to get out of my funk by thinking out of my funk. And sometimes my husband is a bit of a culprit of that, and so am I. And I'll find him sitting down just trying to think his way out of a problem or out of something. And for sure, like obviously we need thought to find solutions. But can we shift our posture first? And will that help us to gain the clarity that we need? So very often it feels like it's our circumstances or decisions that we've made that make us feel this way, right? But what if we can change our breathing, our tempo, the way that we move, change our biochemistry to be able to really start thinking differently, and then using that power to make the decisions, to make the changes, to do the thing. So this Wonder Woman pose, there were some studies done on it at Harvard, and what was shown was that in just 2 minutes of doing this Wonder Woman pose, testosterone increases by 20%. Testosterone is our confidence hormone, right? Testosterone increases by 20%. Cortisol drops by 18%. Cortisol is our stress hormone, one of the stress hormones. And we're 33% more likely to take a risky or to make a risky decision. And sometimes that means following our authentic self and doing something really freaking cool in life, right? That we wouldn't normally do if we're in our conditioned self. So 2 minutes in that Wonder Woman pose actually does all of these amazing things, and it changes our physiology in so many ways that we are then able to think better, have more clarity, make better decisions, do all of these wonderful things. And so when we're thinking about doing your dream your way, that is where all of this comes from. Like, being in our authentic self and taking inspired action from there is how we're guided. When I turn up on these calls, if I turned up in my conditioned self, I work so hard to make sure that I'm in my authentic self for you. And then I'm just guided. Like, there's so much of all of the life that I've created to date that has just been guided. And I do believe that has to do with definitely a nervous system shift and the ability to find that clarity and to stay in my authentic self more and more and more. And so 2 minutes in a low power pose, like I just showed you guys before, like the head down, the voice gets slower, I might get quieter, not breathing as well, all of that actually does the opposite, right? So cortisol increases, testosterone decreases, and we go into this kind of non-confident, playing small stress mode. So if we want to get out of a funk, we don't think ourselves out of a funk anymore, not this week. This week, you guys are going to start really shifting using your body, using your physical body. And so using that Wonder Woman pose anytime you like. When these studies were done, they were done with people in rooms by themselves doing this Wonder Woman pose. So it's not like they were showing this nonverbal communication to other people and then receiving back feedback from that, they were actually alone. And so we know that the nervous system is shifting, and this is a feeling that comes from doing 2 minutes of this exercise wherever you are without feedback from other people as well. So we want to learn how to move, breathe, and shift, and to be able to do this in 2 minutes. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? And so the third way is, I'm going to come back to these comments in a minute. I'm excited. So the third way is really finding those limiting beliefs that we talk about and changing them to better serving thoughts and way better beliefs for you. So we say our roadblocks are not our thoughts and limiting beliefs, because quite often we can feel that way. I would do this and this, Marissa, but I have all these blocks, I have these limiting beliefs. I have trauma from the past that hasn't been processed yet. Absolutely. Like, there's so much of that we do and that we can release through different techniques. But I want to say that our roadblocks are not our thoughts and our beliefs. They're our limiting beliefs that are not investigated. They're our thoughts that we don't bring awareness to. Those are the ones that are blocking us. And so we really want to just bring awareness, and then sometimes they can really shift on their own. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute, and I'll guide you through one of the ways to shift some of those. And so our roadblocks are not our thoughts and beliefs. They're our thoughts and beliefs that are not investigated, or the ones that we don't bring awareness to. So our culture says, not to change, that we, if we mess up, we have to take the burden. If we don't do things right, we need to suffer. And I don't want that for you guys, at all. It shouldn't need to be that way. It doesn't need to be that way. And it can be easy for you. This ride can be easy for you. It doesn't need to be a roller coaster. And we definitely don't need to suffer to get something good, or when we get something good, then we need to suffer. And quite often some of those underlying limiting beliefs can hold us into that. And so we're not, rising as high as we would like to go, because there are some fears along the way. So actually, then our fourth way is actually changing these things, right? And not just hearing them, not just showing up to the training and hearing me talk about them, but actually doing the work and changing them, because it is easy to do, and you know how, and you're here, and you're going to really start making these shifts in the next week. And then at the workshop, we're going to go a little bit deeper into it. So my question to you now, to help you to shift some of those limiting beliefs before I let you out there to do this amazing week, is what's stopping you in your life? So what state have you been in around your dream, around this vision that we have been talking about today, or that you guys have been thinking about again today? What state have you been around it? So I'll give you an example. For me, before I met Phil, this is a bit of a relationship one. I was in Australia, and I was thinking about, my future partner, and I was manifesting, doing all the manifesting things, right, to bring this ideal partner into my life. And at the time, the thoughts and feelings around bringing in my ideal partner were all about fear. They were all about fear. And so, of course, my ideal partner did not come into my life, because it was all fear. They were all fear-based. My state was very much, I'm not going to find him. He doesn't exist. What my parents have is unique, and it will never be again, because my parents are almost 50 years married, ridiculously in love. I mean, they don't go anywhere without each other. And so I felt like they'd set a precedent for me, and that I would never reach it, right? And so in a way, it was like no one was ever good enough along the way, but truly they weren't. I knew that was out there. I knew a love like that existed. And so I waited and I waited, but there were limiting beliefs in me thinking, it's not for me. It was for them, but not for me. It doesn't exist outside of dad's generation. Like so many things I was telling myself. And so it wasn't until I really started shifting in myself, a lot of like just uncovering all kinds of stuff, did I start to feel, and then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't even need a man. I'm cool. I'm good. And when I got to that place, that was where the manifestation all really happened. And I didn't even really know that it was happening, right? But I did have the pull. I had the call and I had the vision. And so my mom, I think, called me one day and said, I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to go sailing. And I was like, great, I'll be your skipper. So I had been sailing around on a boat for some years, and I had sailed through the Caribbean, and I was like, I'll be your skipper. But the pull to do that was so strong because I was standing in a place where I was totally being guided. And when I arrived and I met Phil, and then we parted again, and then we met up again in Barbados, in Canada, like by accident, all of these things, it just aligned. I mean, it was just like in your face, sister. And I just eventually, we threw our hands up in the air and went, okay, universe, I hear you. Like, this is my man. I got it. Because I was like running. And so I just want to ask you guys to tell me, like, what state are you currently in? And we just want to be like really, really honest with ourselves. What state are you currently in around your vision, around your dream? And then, so what's your state? You know, what's your physical state? Is it a bit fearful? Is it, you know, if it's filled with joy and expansion and excitement, you're bringing it in already. If it's filled with contraction, a little bit of fear and maybe some scarcity, it's probably not on its way tomorrow, you know? So we really want to get you to know first, what state are you in around it, so that we can shift that, right? It's so easy to shift when you know how. And so, yeah, are you in, just write down some words, just pop them into the comments. What state, what words recognize the feelings that you're currently in around your dream, around your vision. So it might be fearful. You might have a little bit of excitement. You know, where we want you is driven and hungry and grateful and joyful and expansive and fun, you know, and playful and all of these beautiful things. That's where we want you. That's really where we want you to be standing, to really start to bring things in easily, because we don't need you to, you know, wait. We want you to have all of this beautiful vision of yours soon as well. And so so now that we've identified those words, or just your state, some feelings around it, what's holding you there, what holds you in that kind of little container, is a belief system. And I love Tony Robbins the most when he talks about belief systems, because he calls it belief system bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, I like a little curse word like every now and again, just like thrown in there to make it really obvious. And so Tony says that belief system bullshit. He says that because most of these beliefs are not even true, right? Most of these beliefs are not even true. So we want to change the limiting belief. We want to change the whole system. We want to change the whole paradigm sometimes of all these limiting beliefs. And we give you exercises in next week's workshop to really do this. So, and then when your inner self, your authentic self, like witnesses the truth and experiences what's real, like what you are really capable of, and that this vision is actually already, like it already is, right? Because it's in you, it's in your heart. We release that old pattern. We release all the old patterns that are keeping you stuck when you really witness the truth about yourself. You witness your worth, you witness your value, you witness your ability to be able to show up and do the thing, right? And so these are the things I want you to just start thinking about this week, and we'll go deeper next week. And the fifth way is to really put your state shift and your new beliefs together. And so one way that I love to do that is as we, recognize these limiting beliefs and we start shifting these limiting beliefs, we create new affirmations, new mantras, new beliefs that we reiterate to ourselves all the time. So I have a journal and I have like so much of my vision and my 6-month vision. I have my next level relationship vision. I have my next level wealth vision. I have my next level travel vision. I have so much. And so I want you guys to really write it out. And we're going to do a lot of this next week, is really writing out these new beliefs, these new affirmations, new mantras, new paragraphs that you're going to read, you're going to tell yourself constantly, consistently, all the time to really start manifesting what you want to come in. And you're guided then. You're going to be guided the next step and the next step when you're moving from that place. And so this 5th step is to put those beliefs and movement together. So it might be the power pose with your new affirmation, or it might be, doing cartwheels whilst reciting your little paragraph of your big vision. But we need the emotion, we need the nervous system shift and, the new belief. And then we're good to go. And I'm going to show you how to do this in the workshop next week. So for this week, your homework is these 2 things. I want you to really start thinking like, how would I show up? Because the theme of this workshop is next level you. How would I show up if I was already there? And like, what would be around me, and we're going to do a little tiny meditation to finish this training. And I'm going to help you to really visualize that. And we're going to go deeper into it next week. But what would be around me? How would I respond? Sometimes I ask myself that, like, how are you showing up, Marissa? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you showing up in your dream, right? In your vision? Would you do that if you were in your vision? No, I wouldn't. Okay, well, we're not going to do it today. And so just really holding yourself to this bigger version of you, and then playing out, in the physical. So using that Wonder Woman pose or using your posture to really shift and change in circumstances, especially that you maybe wouldn't normally do it. Yes. All right. So questions. I'm so excited for you guys doing some of this work this week. Yeah. Great. I was walking, came out in a very low mindset, was needing to get out of that feeling and get good energies going. Nice. Yep. Not feeling good about themselves. Today was a difficult morning. Yeah. And so thank you for verbalizing all of that. This is the greatest part, is being able to really see like what state we're currently in, so that we can shift these things, so we can unravel them. 2 minutes. Amazing. Yeah. Isn't it, Anna? So it is. It's just, you think we can shift in just that tiny amount of time. Needing that Wonder Woman pose today. Awesome. I understand that fear. Some of why I felt years. Wish I knew more then how to deal with myself and my dreams and visions. Amazing. Yeah, of course. I'm stuck in this state at the moment. Have negative feelings sometimes about my dreams and visions. Yeah. And so this is what we're really going to unravel next week and get you guys really solid. We're stepping out of the workshop just really solid and thinking, okay, what are my next moves? Like, no more barriers, no more holding back, none of that. With the lid is off, we're open, we're going bigger, and we're going together. And so this week, just humbly taking in this new energy, and in daily life as you move, what would I do if I was already living my vision? How would I walk? How would I talk? What would I wear? I wore this top today for this very reason, and I'm going to be very specific about what I wear next week to the workshop. And it's less about how much the clothes, what the price of the clothing is or what brand it is, and more about how it feels when you wear it. And so, like, for me, that is everything at the moment. I'm hardly wearing anything in my wardrobe because it just doesn't feel good to me anymore. The energy in them, I just feel like I'm going to a whole new level, and I am, and you guys are coming with me. We're going together. And so having a think about what will you wear, and then what will you wear when you show up to the workshop next week. Rebecca, do you want to pop the link, please, to the workshop into the comments? Let me see if I have the bit.ly. I can shoot it over, actually. Maybe I can just pop it in. So having a think about, so let's just do a little bit of a brainstorm, and then we'll do a tiny little meditation. Brainstorming, what can you do this week? What will you do? Will you do the Wonder Woman pose? How will you step into this bigger energy? Here, I have the bit.ly, Rebecca, so I'll just copy it and pop it in. How will you step into this energy? What will you wear? Will you throw out your holy undies? What are you going to do to just tell yourself, tell the universe that you're ready and that you're going bigger? And then this physical, what will you do to take up more space on this earth, as you so deserve to do? There's enough space for all of us. Like, it's okay. It's all right to go big as well. So just pop those into the comments as well. Let me have a look if I can find where we're at. Yes, here we are. Okay, I'm just popping this link in to the comments. So link to join workshop. And so you guys are going to want to register because, oops, did I just like turn on comments for everyone or just for me? There we are. I just popped the link in there. Okay. Oh, Becca did too. I love you, Becca. Look, there you go. You guys, you will find it now. There's no way you're not going to find this link. So, yeah, just pop into the comments or write down, what are you going to do this week to play bigger, to go all in? All right, guys, we're going to do a little meditation to finish. And it's going to be so beautiful because we're going to help you to just go a little bit deeper into your vision, get a little bit clearer on where you want to be. So finding a comfortable position. Take a breath in through your nose. Closing down those eyes if you haven't already. Palms facing up. If you're feeling vulnerable, if you're feeling ready to receive, ready for that vision. Palms facing down if you're feeling like you need a bit of grounding. You need to really earth in and help this to come from within. Take a deep breath with me. Breathing out through your mouth. I want you to roll your eyes in and up so that they are focused on your third eye, area in the middle of your brows to the middle of your forehead. Really let your belly rise. And beginning to take breaths in that are a little bit shorter than the breath out. So really lengthening those breaths out. And now just bringing all of your awareness to your physical body. And imagining coming from the top of your head, just a really beautiful yellow light entering through the crown of your head and moving down your body, down through your head, your neck, your shoulders, those arms, down your chest, your spine, into your hips, and just asking that any energy, any dense energy, any energy that is not your own is just released now. And feeling any tightness, tension in the body just dissipate. And moving this energy, this beautiful yellow, calming, relaxing energy down through the hips, down each arm into the fingers, and then down each leg, through the knees and into the toes. And now imagining this yellow light shooting down from your feet and from the base of your spine, all the way down into the center of the earth. And then imagining this yellow energy shooting right back up and then out the crown of your head and all the way up into the ethers. And letting this just be the note to your body to relax, to tune in, and that it's really okay to just be here and now. And also letting this just be a message to your soul, to your energy, that you are so much more than your physical body. You are supported in far greater ways than you could ever imagine. And it's okay to lean in. It's okay to rely on this support. And it's safe to tune in. And so now feeling what is your own energy all around you. And it could be the energy, of others too, your spiritual connection, whatever that is for you. Taking a big deep breath in and just allowing this energy to hold you in this safe space. And as the donkeys bray and you feel your yellow energy up in the ethers and down into the earth, bringing to your mind's eye your dream, your vision, this beautiful visualization of where it is you would like to be, how you would like to be living in your biggest, most badass self. What would bring you the most joy, the most expansion, the most excitement in your days. Breathing in with me. And just allow this vision to come to life now. And you may see it in a bubble, like in a big clear bubble right in front of you. Or you may be able to visualize it even clearer in a whole scenario that, surrounds your body. Whatever it looks like for you. And then just reach out and touch something in your vision. So it might be a tree or a person, but just really allowing it to become tangible. And knowing that as long as it's in your heart, as long as it is on your mind, it is. And so it is. And so it's already in fruition. It's already there. And now all you need to do is rise to it. Right? Raise your vibration, be in your physical body, hold space for it, call it in, use it in your daily life, talk about it as though it already is. And now that you've been able to reach out and touch something, just allow yourself to really step into it. Step into this vision playing out and go and play. Do whatever it is in there that you're dreaming of. Just let yourself run free. And for just 30 seconds, just relish in it. And you can go on a little tangent with your thoughts. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened. I can't believe this is happening. This is exactly what was in my vision. This is exactly what was in my dream. It's actually coming to life. It has come to life. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. It's amazing. Just letting yourself really relish. And the how, why, what of getting there doesn't matter. Because once you're in this place, you're guided. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe it all out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And know that you're taking this vision with you. You're not leaving it right now. It's coming with you. You're taking it through your day to step into this bigger version of you. And you can open your eyes and come back into the space with me when you're ready. And please pop into the comments, like, what did you see? Did your vision get a little bit deeper? Did you realize that it's safe to just kind of rely on your inner compass, like your own guidance system? It's amazing. Like, people have always said to me, Marissa, you follow your heart. I don't know if I follow my heart, but I always have followed that pull inside me, you know, that really deep, strong pull to do something. I could always feel it. And I've always followed that to a point. Definitely in recent years, I've become very conscious about following it and the importance of following it. And I can tell you, in my relationships and especially in my business, there's never been a plan. Like, I've seen it, I've felt it, and I've taken the inspired action toward it. But there's never been like, this is where I'm going to be. Like, sure, I have goals. This is where I'm going to be in 5 years' time, and this is what I'm going to do every single day until I get to that. No, I show up in my authentic self. I ask for the guidance. I tune in. I use my manifestation in ways through affirmations, through the way that I'm feeling, through exactly what we just did, like standing in the vision and really feeling it and saying those words. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened. I have all these, beautiful, amazing clients that I'm working with. I'm in such a gracious and loving relationship with my husband. Like, I did that long before Philip and I were ever married. And it's easy. And so it's easy, and it can be so easy for you guys to step into this and to really, just begin taking the steps toward this dream, this vision, and be guided along the way. So there's no stress along the path. All right, guys, vision brought tears to me. I'm feeling much stronger than I did this morning. I'm so happy to hear that. Amazing. Beautiful. I'm ready to dress up and feel good. Yes, I love this, Sharon. Taking out all the old clothes. Yes. So we're going to dress up this week. Nice. Your bigger version of you. Amazing, guys. All right, so you have your homework for the week. I'll be checking back in with you toward the end of the week in here to see how you're going with all of that. Join us for the workshop. The link is in the comments. You will get your workbook. You will be, in the running for all the bonus prizes and all that fun stuff as well. And you get me for the 5 days, you get that one-on-one mentoring. So anytime you feel a block or you can't unravel what the belief is, or you're feeling like, you're stuck in your conditioned self and you need support, I'm going to be there with you for those 5 days. So make the most of it, like really show up and do this homework. This is like pre-work. Do this homework this week and really show up for yourself in this bigger way to get you to really get those bigger shifts next week. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me for today. And, you know, this is really all about you guys stepping into your dreams and doing it your way, and you are doing it. And so just give yourself like a huge big hug and say, I am doing this, and you guys are doing amazing already. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.